Hello guys, welcome to my tutorial on Angular 14. In this video, I'm going to explain one of the very important questions that's been asked in Angular interviews. In the upcoming videos, I'm going to also cover as many questions as possible in the upcoming videos. Let us see one of the important questions that is being asked in the Angular interview, that is explain binding in Angular. Before going to what are the types of binding, let us see what is exactly binding in Angular. So it defines how the data flows from component to view and from view to component. Okay, so we already know that we have a view and as well as a component. And view is nothing but HTML and component is nothing but a class or a controller. So how this data actually flows between these view and component is through either one-way binding or two-way binding. What is one-way binding? One-way binding, in case of one-way binding, the data flows from either view to component or from component to view. But in case of two-way binding, the data is two-way, which is flown from view to component as well as component to view. So let us see what is one-way binding. We have already seen what is one-way binding. So what are the types of one-way binding? So we have a concept of data binding and event binding. In case of data binding, data flows from component to view. So it can be achieved by interpolation, property binding, class style binding, attribute binding. In case of event binding, the data flows from view to component. In the upcoming videos, I will explain each one of them, like what is interpolation, what is property binding, etc., as well as event binding. So let's see how the two-way data binding is achieved. As I mentioned, the data flows two ways, in both the ways, from component to view as well as from view to component. This can be achieved by NG model. Let's also discuss how the two-way data binding is achieved in the upcoming videos. Thank you.